See, we get some pretty bright colors, which is not a good thing here. We don't want Easter egg colors on this product because this is showing where we get that 1 to 2 inch per hour rain rates. That is inundating rainfall. That's almost instantaneous flooding, standing water on roads, and that can cause a lot of problems, especially in poor drainage areas, whether it's an urban environment where we have a lot of concrete, we have total runoff, or it's out in the farm fields where there's just plain old poor drainage. Sometimes you get some low spots in the roads and whatnot, and that's where we end up getting some of those problems with flash flooding. New London, you're also getting some very heavy rain right now, although we don't have any indications that you have any spin as far as the rotation of the thunderstorm goes or whatnot, but there's the new warning popping up here, and you can see that our wind surge continues to move to the northeast. So there is some broad rotation, nothing that's ground indicated as of yet. We don't have anything that's really giving us that telltale sign, gate to gate shear or whatnot. This is generally something that the meteorologists and the National Weather Service are watching this radar, and they're saying this is a concern. This area here is showing signs, at least on radar, that it is rotating. And now that it's getting closer to the radar, that actually increases the forecaster confidence because the radar is sampling lower in the atmosphere. So now we're starting to look at lower level rotation rather than 8,000 feet in the air like it was out west toward Bowling Green and whatnot. Now we're down to probably 1,500 feet. It's getting a lot lower to the ground, and that's a little bit more of a concern than areas when we're seeing broad rotation farther to the west. Outside of where we have that possible circulation, again, that is just south of 303, just east of, boy, what is that there? Oberlin to Wellington, is that 83? That goes into Lorain. That might be 83. 83 is in Avon. Boy, I should have my Lorain County geography down a little bit better because that does go farther south. 38? 58. 58?
Yep,
yeah.
58.
58, that's the one. There you see. And then 303, so we're headed out toward the Grafton area. 57 is the one I was thinking of earlier. But 83 runs here, Avon down through Chatham Township, and then you get 58 out here with Wellington too. Peyton, you running in?
A great live shot from one of our photographers that is in North Olmsted, and this is the view. You can see the rain shaft and everything right there.
Okay, so out to the west, there we see, there's the rain shaft. Okay, yeah, North Ridgeville, so we are looking southwest, I'm assuming, or due west?
This is Route 83.
83 and 480,
yep.
So here we go. We're out in the Avon area, farther south even, and there you see, there's your rain shaft. So this is where the real heavy rain is coming down out of that thunderstorm. I'm assuming we're looking due west then, or just barely south of west. And this is in the North Ridgeville area if it's 83 and 480. So this heavy rain coming down. We can't see any funnel. We don't see any shelf cloud. We don't see, well, hopefully I'll get out of the way of the van here. We do see a big white van there. Let's get back to the radar. Unfortunate timing on that one. But what I'm trying to tell you is that from a distance, we're not going to see anything. These are high precipitation rain cells, everybody. What that means, all that rain rate stuff I was just talking about, these thunderstorms are laying it down with the rain. Oftentimes that will hide any of the features that we are able to see with the thunderstorm. So we're not going to be able to see where the exact funnel is or even any lowering of the cloud bases, especially from that far away. But 480 is a poke up here. It's, there's 80. So they were looking back this way toward the southwest, toward this particular cell. So if, again, we track this and we're going to take it to kind of the east-northeast up through the Grafton area, we're going to put the heads up for the folks in southwestern portions of Cuyahoga County and northern sections of Medina County. That would include Litchfield, Valley City, and New Brunswick. We're also going to talk about Grafton, Columbia Station, Strongsville, North Olmsted, Berea. You're going to be eventually on this as well. Olmsted Falls, Olmsted Township, you get where I'm going with this. Basically, we kind of take a big chunk here and begin to translate it farther to the northeast. So anywhere south of, let's say, Elyria, anywhere south of Westlake, anywhere north of Litchfield, Valley City, and Brunswick, that's where we're going to take this as we have this high wind that is going to continue to move through the Grafton area and on into southwestern portions of Cuyahoga County. So it's a rain threat. It is a wind threat. It's nothing really that's showing up with more signatures. Like, we're not getting that perfect look at it. It's not anything that we're looking at and going, this is it, this is the big one. These are small spin-up style tornadoes that can be very tricky to not only see on the radar, but also see because of all the rainfall. So don't think you're going to go out and go storm spotting, everybody. This is not the night to do it because of these very intense rainfall rates that are coming through the area at the same time. So other than that, I really don't think we have too much to talk about as far as this particular tornado warning. We're still seeing the signature right here. We are now northeast of Wellington. So Wellington, I'm going to put you in the clear on the tornado side of things. Wellington is severe clear, although you still have very gusty winds, high rain rates that are coming down. Grafton, you folks need to be into your safety spots. I would have to say Columbia Station, Eaton Estates, you're going to be getting into those safety spots very quickly. This is moving north. We're starting to see some weakness right here, so that's going to be our away. So the velocity data showing us the way that things are moving, all the raindrops and hailstones and whatnot. It shows us the direction. Green means it's going toward the radar. Red means it's going away from the radar. And it's also showing us the intensity. So when we see the greens and the reds together, that's a sign that we're getting some spin. And we're seeing broad rotation right here. It's nothing that is intense. That's good news. We don't want any intense rotation, certainly over a small scale, but it is beginning to wrap up a little bit. I could definitely see that. We're probably getting some high wind gusts now that are coming just to the south of the Grafton area, crossing over 83, coming up on 83 and 57 right there in extreme southeastern, east southeastern portions of Lorain County. And you just saw the new warning. So they've updated the tornado warning here in Lorain County, and basically, let me get the alerts. They have chopped it in half from what I could see. So Oberlin, I really think you're severe clear at this point. It's mostly Grafton now, Eaton Estates. I'd put Columbia Station in on this, as well as North Olmsted down into Olmsted Falls and Strongsville. Valley City, I think this is going to clip maybe just the extreme northern corner of Valley City and Medina County. So we're right there in that Boston Road area. As this continues to move right up to the northeast. Matt, are you seeing anything in particular?
Yeah, Bets, it's interesting with where the warning is right now. A lot of people on the northern end of that, like Elyria, for example, I would pretty much clear them out. The threat is south of you. You're dealing with a decent storm right now with the heavier rain pushing in, but this is really in the Grafton area right now where it gets a little squirrely with the winds for sure. And then that's going to push into areas of northern Medina County. So Litchfield needs to be on high alert for that. The Strongsville area, Eaton, even towards Brunswick, we need to keep an eye on this storm. But again, as you've mentioned, this isn't showing any robust sign of a real strong tornado, real good signature. It's just kind of squirrely at this point. Winds are certainly spinning for a little bit, but, you know, is that translating to the ground? Not necessarily the case. So bigger picture, Dave, if we can pull up Weather 2, or Weather 2 real quick, that would be awesome. Just to give kind of a recap with what we've got going on. If you're in downtown Cleveland or anywhere in Cuyahoga County, you're going to be dealing with a decent storm here shortly. Will it be tornadic? Well, let's hope it stays below tornadic limits, but you're going to have some strong winds with that as it continues to advance off towards the east. There's lots of lightning with this as well. And again, that will translate into northern Medina and western Cuyahoga County here in the next 15 to 30 minutes or so. But in terms of that area of wind that we're watching, it's right where Betsy's been talking about, just right over the Grafton area, the southeastern half of areas of Lorain County. I think in Elyria and North Ridgeville, those locations, I know your warnings going off, but it looks like this is southeast.
We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of Cuyahoga County and northern Summit County. I just saw it pop on, but I just wanted to show you, just for giggles, I changed it over to the FAA radar again out of Grafton. This is the TLVE radar for those of you tracking along with us at home. And you can see there is nothing that is necessarily giving us a high indication of rotation. We know that there is some broad rotation in this area, but we've been really kind of bouncing back and forth between the two radars, not only the National Weather Service radar at Hopkins, which is what this product is, but also the Grafton radar, which is the FAA radar. And it is also showing that broad scale rotation. So we're not really seeing anything significant or small scale as of yet. It's when we see high speed wind changes over small scale rotations, that's when we really start to get concerned. Here is the new warning that I just mentioned. This is the new severe thunderstorm warning that goes for Cuyahoga and Summit counties. Also, the rest of Medina County is now into this new severe thunderstorm warning. that does go all the way out to the Geauga County line, does not include Geauga County, and then northern portions of Summit County, Akron and north. I'd actually say Cuyahoga Falls and north. Macedonia is in this one, as well as Bath, as well as Richfield. Copley, you are in it, and Bath, Gent area. Then you go farther west into Medina County. So Hinckley is in on this one, as well as Sharon Township, the city of Medina, Brunswick, Brunswick Hills, Valley City, west of there, then even out toward the Litchfield area. This is where we have the severe thunderstorm warning. A couple things to note. Number one, the severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses Lorain County, western sections of Cuyahoga County and Medina County. This is a nerd moment for everybody. We have an orange county with a yellow outline. That is a considerable tag on the severe thunderstorm warning. So the National Weather Service did a little sneaky thing. They are now issuing warnings, but they're putting tags on these warnings. And those are significant because they're clues for other meteorologists and different partner agencies like EMAs and whatnot, that the considerable portion of that means that we have winds in excess of 70 miles per hour possible from the thunderstorm. So that's a straight line wind threat. When we just have an orange county with an orange outline, that's basically just a plain old severe thunderstorm warning. So that's your hail in excess of an inch, 60 mile per hour winds, and then also the inundating rainfall. So that's good news. To me, as a meteorologist looking at this, that means we are now going from a 70 mile per hour wind threat to a 60 mile per hour wind threat. And it's still a pretty significant chunk of wind that's going to be coming through. But on top of that, then we have embedded areas where we may have some circulations that are causing big problems. And that's why we have the tornado warning that was issued for central portions of Lorain County. Again, we are seeing that little weakness right here. So we do have that possibility of a little bit of spin. And as we track this, we continue to tell you that we're moving it kind of to the east-northeast at about 55 miles per hour or so. So on its current track, if it didn't shift too far to the north and south, if it maintains or even has an uptick in its intensity, we'd be looking at Strongsville at about 7:40 or so into the Brook Park area, 7:48, 10 to 8 o'clock or so for Parma, and about 10 to 8 for Brecksville too. But you can see then this would also head out toward North Royalton and Broadview Heights, the Brecksville area, getting into portions of the National Park, of course, and then eventually moving over toward that 77 corridor, which would take it into Independence, Seven Hills, and those areas as well. So even though we're really focused on the tornado warning side of things that's in Lorain County, we also have concerns as far as the severe thunderstorm warning threat that would be going for Cuyahoga, Summit, and Medina counties. Now, we're going to stay on with the tornado warning, even though things are kind of looking like they're starting to fall apart a little bit. Once that's over, I think we'll probably back out and hopefully get back to normal programming, be able to eat some dinner in the meantime. But Peyton has a little bit more information for you. She's standing by over at the big board.
Yeah, you know, Betsy, I'm actually going to have Matt zoom out big scale and show us the grand picture of things right now, because I think that's what you want to know. Not everyone is seeing rainfall right now. Not everyone is seeing storms, but that tornado watch was posted earlier today and has been expanded upon several times to now include some of those lakeshore counties. Now, will that threat subside as we head through the rest of the evening? Yes, indeed. Is it packing a punch for some of us right now more than others? Of course. Once again, a tornado watch means that conditions are favorable to see potential for that severe threat to be expanded upon. Now, there are several severe thunderstorm warnings in place too throughout parts of Northeast Ohio, and much of that is confined through the northern and western portions of the area. So that includes parts of Westlake, Strongsville, Independence, Mayfield Heights, Lorain, all the way down through Medina, back near Wellington. And what you're going to notice here on your screen are brighter pockets of rainfall. And with those brighter pockets, that's where the rainfall rates are a heck of a lot more intense. And as you just saw, that tornado warning was just dropped there. That was included. Actually, no, it's still there behind what you're seeing right now with those brighter tones on your screen. So yes, once again, we'll stay with you through the entirety of that tornado warned zone. But once again, the severe thunderstorm warning is still posted. So if you're not necessarily seeing the heavy rainfall right now, you might be sooner rather than later. And this is tracking it out and give you a little bit more of a timestamp on when you could expect some of this rain and the heavy rain, frequent lightning, some gusty winds on your doorstep. So Matt went ahead and timed some of this out. So at about 7:32, so we're about 2 minutes out to North Olmsted, and then 7:47 to Cleveland. That's part of the metro area here. So we've got about 17 15 minutes to wait there. And then some of the other areas like Euclid right around 8 p.m. if this really holds true to some of that intensity. Now, Matt, I want to know what folks are also seeing when it comes to maybe some of those National Weather Service reports. Any downed tree limbs that we might be experiencing here, maybe some power outages. I don't know if you're seeing any of those reports. I'll toss it right on over to you.
Yeah, Peyton, just a lot of flooding back towards the west with us. As you and Betsy have been mentioning, we've had some very efficient rainfall producing coming out of these thunderstorms, and that's what we're going to continue to see as we go throughout the rest of the evening as these translate into the Cuyahoga County area. What's interesting as we look at this, I know all of Cuyahoga County is under severe thunderstorm warning right now, but the northern half of this storm really isn't behaving like a severe thunderstorm. The winds really aren't that strong in the northern end of this. It's something we're going to have to keep an eye on, but I have a hunch that not just due to the lake water temperature and some of that cooling, but kind of the dynamics going on in the atmosphere, that this area of the storm may not really deal with a whole lot up towards the northern half. The strongest part of the storm by far is heading through the Berea, the Strongsville, the Grafton area, eventually into the Brunswick area, where we've still got some gusty winds on the leading edge of this. So this may become more of a southern Cuyahoga County problem, but because of the history of this storm over the last really 3 or 4 hours, we've been tracking this from the west. They have that warning out just in the anticipation of perhaps some stronger winds with this as we go through time. So they have dropped the warning.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to back out of programming. We will send everybody back to their programming for now. Obviously, we're keeping a very close eye on all of this. But as we go through the rest of the evening, just know we do have more thunderstorms that are going to be coming through, and these thunderstorms could be packing a bit of a punch with that very heavy rain. You're going to hear the thunder. You're going to get the lightning and whatnot. There are some power outages that have been reported, especially out by the islands, Ottawa Township, western sections of Huron County. Over 800 customers of First Energy without power. But the good news here is now we have backed it off from the spin portion of things to a straight line wind event. So as we go through the evening, we're keeping an eye on it. You can follow us, of course, on social media, and we will send you back to programming for now. Just please be safe, everybody, and stay weather aware.